In this section, we're going to get techniques for writing equations of lines given information like what points the line goes through, the slope, the y-intercept, etc. There are two forms for equations of lines. One is y equals mx plus b, and this is called the slope-intercept form. And it's nice to remember the form because it tells you if you have the slope and the y-intercept, you can easily write that equation. The m, the number in front of x, stands for the slope. And b, if you had let x be 0, everything would have disappeared. B is the y-intercept. And that means it's the ordered pair on the line 0, b. Now there's a second form of a line that's very helpful in getting a lot of equations, and that's the one that I use a lot. It's y minus y1 is m slope times x minus x1. This is a form of a line that's called the point-slope form. And this is the point-slope form of the line. And it's called the point-slope because you have to be given one point on the line, which they call x1, y1, and you have to be given the slope, which is what they're calling m. So as long as you have at least one point and you know the slope, this is the preferred form. However, all answers to equations will be in slope-intercept form. First example, suppose I ask you to find the equation, I'm going to abbreviate equation, EQN, of the line, and I tell you about the line that the slope is 4 and the line passes through, and that line passes through the point 3, 1. This is a perfect setup because you have the slope and you have a point. It's perfect to use the point-slope form. I'm going to write the point-slope form like this. It's y minus, there's going to be a y-coordinate, is slope, and it's going to be x minus an x-coordinate. For this problem, the y-coordinate is 1, so that's going to go in here. The x-coordinate is 3, and we are given that the slope is 4. That makes the equation y minus 1 is 4 parentheses x minus 3. That's the point-slope form, but we want our answer as a y equals. That tells us a lot more about the equation. So working this through, I get y minus 1. I distribute the 4 through 4x minus 12. And then to get y equals, I'm going to add 1 to both sides. I add 1 to both sides, and that tells me that the equation of the line with slope 4 that passes through 3, 1 is just y equals 4x, negative 12 and 1, negative 11. It has a slope of 4, and we just learned from this form that the y-intercept is negative 11. Working another example, sometimes you'll be asked to find an equation where I tell you the line has a slope of negative 3 and the y-intercept is 0, negative 4. In this one, I'm given the slope, but I'm also given the y-intercept, so there's no need to use the point-slope form. I'm just going to use the y equals mx plus b form. In this case, we know the slope is negative 3 and the b value is negative 4. The equation of this line directly is 4. Working another one, another variation is, suppose I ask you to find the equation of the line that passes through 2 points. Suppose I tell you that it passes through the points 4, 6, and negative 4, 2. This problem, we don't have 1 point, we have 2. So we don't yet have the slope, but we have the ability very easily to get the slope. So we're going to use the point-slope form. First step is we're going to get the slope. So the slope is the difference in the y's, 6 minus 2, and then you go to the x in the same point, the difference in the x's. And that is 4 minus a negative 4. So this is 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8, and it reduces to a half. So we now have the slope. And now we're ready to do the point-slope form. We can choose either of the points. We're now going to use the point-slope form, and I write it like this. Y minus the y value is slope x minus the x value. And we'll be substituting in values. So working this, I'm going to use this one, integer. I always like positive integer coordinates if they're there. Y minus the y value is 6. The slope we just found out is a half. The x value is 4. This is y minus 6 is 1/2 x minus 4. We get y minus 6. We'll distribute and we get 1/2 x minus a half of 4 is 2. So 1/2 x minus 2. We're going to always get our answer as y equals form. So adding 6. The answer is the equation of the line passing through those 2 points is 1/2 x. Negative 2 plus 6 is plus 4. And that's our equation.